first React Up is something that I don't participate in. But I also think that this, if I'm not mistaken, was this not something that they was in the patch notes? I swear I saw it. But maybe not? No, I guess not. Oh, yeah, look. Note in this build, we have temporarily made hab props static to stop them falling through floors as a performance and entity test for landing zones. But then we're going to watch this video from PC101, who has said, misleading, I go on a rant about decorating your hangar. So I don't know if this is fixed in this patch or not, but let's hear.
Hello there. So I'm going to be upfront with you guys. This is probably going to be an incredibly negative video, very salty. I'm going to be channeling my angry Scotsman in this video. I kind of feel like I have to get this off my chest because it's really been irritating me during the whole Evocati and the PC101 wave. And there was a thing that happened about a week or two ago which really irritated me, which we'll get into. And then there was a tweet today from Dev responding to a video on Twitter that Expat Brat did. And that's kind of triggered me to make this video because I'm kind of really peed off. So a little feedback being that I am very much suffering from a medical condition called loot goblinitis. Basically, if it ain't nailed down, I'm having it. It's like, I don't need any of the stuff in this loot box. I don't even need the loot box, but I'm still going to take it. So when they announced at CitizenCon that we'd be able to get persistent hangars and be able to decorate those hangars, I was super excited for that. I mean, other than the Jesus server meshing tech, this is definitely my top 3 things in Star Citizen I was looking forward to. And then once we got it in Evo, I was kind of disappointed that, like, the 2 things I saw right after CitizenCon, I said it straight after CitizenCon, and I've talked to people, mentioned it to other people, was the fact that you have 2 problems. You have the physics system does not allow you to stack objects on another object, which is non-physical. Which, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, like I remember being like, all right, so even inside ships, we're like gonna place down an openable box. We're gonna put a bunch of railguns in there, and then we're gonna place the railgun on top of that box to let everybody know that's the railgun box, and that doesn't work. You know, it's like,
it has its physics. So like stuff boxes you can push around. You start putting physical objects on top of other physical objects, that's a no-go. It's going to start freaking out. It can eventually settle and stay, but it's very, very buggy. And it's
they basically need to make everything like a snappable cargo grid.
As soon as you go above like 2-3 items on one another, that's just straight up a no-go. And then the other issue was going to be that I saw was your ship engines. If you ever went to SPK and you fly outside SPK, all the items outside blast around inside SPK, which is crazy, being it's supposed to be an airtight box. Or if you went down to a Crash Caterpillar site, when you're going into land, you can see all the little one SU, not the little boxes, fly all over the floor. So it's like, well, as soon as I come into land or take off from my hangar, isn't all my decorations just going to go flying around into the corner? I'm like, okay, well, I'm sure they will resolve those issues before we get it. And 9 months later, I think it's 9 months later, SCL put out this video. And I'm like, yo, this is amazing. I love this. This is exactly what I want. But being that I've played Evo when they made this video, I know this is complete and utter BS. Like I said, you can't stack stuff on top of one another that's a physical item. You can't put stuff on table easily. They'll start rattling around and shaking. The more stuff you put on that table, the worse it's going to get. This feels incredibly misleading. Now, I know SEL, ISC, they want to advertise a feature, and they want to do it at the best case scenario, like the top of the range thing, but it kind of has this negative effect that you're setting expectations way up here when you're actually kind of delivering way down here, and you were never going to go up here. You were hoping that that's like the best case scenario, where this kind of feels misleading. This is like when you go to a fast food kind of vending place, and you look at the board and you go, oh, look at that burger, that's super nice, and then you get the burger and it's just...
Yeah, but the thing is this burger like tastes really good, and this one would actually it's got too many vegetables on it, you know what I mean?
like flat ass pancake thing that looks like somebody sat on. It feels so misleading, and I don't think it's like it's obviously not negative. It's not maliciously misleading. They're showing best case scenario. So whenever I watch ISC, it's like I always see stuff like this. I'm like, that's bullshit. I know it's bullshit. They're trying to put the best foot forward, but it still irritates me because you're selling. It's kind of like you're selling this, but you're not delivering this. And I think that's why I was so like really annoyed when I saw it. Kind of really angered me when I saw this video, because it's like, I want this, and I always made this video, but I thought
I wasn't angry because I don't care about this, but I totally understand that people are dying to have something that they can call home. And it bothers me that it doesn't work in ships. So it, I guess I am just as angry, but just about a different situation. Like, I don't care what my hangar looks like. It's just a place that I put my ship in. But the way that they displayed, the water in the mole on that little countertop and stuff, and the med pens and the this and the that, like, yeah, I want my ship to feel like it's my home too. And
no, I'm just gonna let it go. Just get over it. It's only a game. And then I saw a tweet today, and it kind of really. Well,
I don't know what tweet he's talking about. I don't go on Twitter, so I'm looking forward to this one.
What the tweet was the catalyst to making this video, because it really. So basically, there was a tweet expat Brat did, which is basically she made a video that filled the ship with lots of seats, kind of turning into like an airplane kind of thing, which is really cool. I like it. It got quite a lot of views on it, but there was a dev who commented on it saying you're welcome, and Ian is awesome. The fact that he fixed the fish tank, so the fish tank you couldn't track to beam, but now you can track to beam. Unfortunately, the other 90% of hangar decoration stuff don't work, and he kind of commented that they don't have time to do it, but basically Expat is pointing out that the stuff that you put down will just get blasted everywhere from the engines. Basically that you can decorate your hangar, and as soon as you fly a ship off the pad, everything just gets blown away. And he kind of comments saying, haha, yeah, I'm very much aware of this too. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to look into what the best option would be to lock them in place. But we
It's not that he didn't have the time.
Have some ideas. It's been 9 months since sets have gone, and obviously prior to that, you must have realised this was going to be an issue. You're not addressing it. You're just going to ship it out with the hangar decorations basically being a no-go. You're not going to really be able to decorate your hangar for the reasons I mentioned. Completely blunt, the devs at CIG are amazing, even the marketing department. So this is not a go at Ian. I just don't understand, like, from an upper point of management, how you think that's a good idea to just ship it out like that. I mean,
it is fine to ship it out like it's not fine to ship it out like that, but it is significantly worse to ship it out like that when you do this, when you display it this way, right? When everyone is assuming that you will be able to do what they do on their videos. But you can't do what they do on their videos. So you get frustrated. And this time you get really frustrated, right? Was this an SRV? I don't even know what. I think this is an SRV. But it's just getting really, really silly from this standpoint. And I think they've gotten better this year. But this was the bad one. This was the bad one they did this year. And again, I don't care. But because I don't care doesn't mean that what PC is feeling isn't valid. You know what I mean? I don't think any of this stuff should be a priority. And that's why I think it's okay that they delivered it. And it's okay that Ian said he didn't have the time. Because 99% of what Ian probably did was more important than making the fish tank work. He's on the mission team as far as I'm aware. So he's probably got other things that are, more important. Maybe a dynamic event that's happening, things like that. So from that perspective, I'm like, isn't Elfie in on the mission team? Elliot's here. He runs the mission team. So I'm pretty sure Ian's on the mission team. But he got this stuff working. I don't know. I swore he was on the mission team. Regardless, Ian isn't. Okay, then maybe he's on the props team. He's a tech designer, so maybe he bounces around. I don't know. Okay, so he's not on the mission team. My assumption was he was on the mission team. What a tech designer does, that, you know, how many things is he juggling that isn't this, still kind of follows the same argument I'm making. Is something like this a priority? Well, it shouldn't be, but when you make it one of your biggest selling features of your patch, it has to be. And that's the point that PC is making. When you communicate it this way, you must make it a priority. It must be his number one priority. But Elliot says he does Squadron 42 and PU stuff. But I thought Squadron 42 was feature complete.
Decorations is a huge money
probably
maker.
fixing bugs
I
for it
say
and
huge.
stuff,
I don't know. But the fact that like a mount in World of Warcraft made more money than the whole of StarCraft 2 shows how much people like ship decorations and paints and skins. Like, making items that you can decorate is so much less resource consuming from a company point than building this whole ship. You could pump all this stuff, all these decoration stuff you could make from scratch and sell on the website faster than you can make one ship. So how are you not like, how is that not a priority to get the hangar stuff, decoration stuff, the ability to decorate your hangar locked down so that you can sell stuff to...
I have these moments every once in a while when I react to a video. He's mad about something that I don't think is a priority, and part of my mind is going, how can he possibly think this is a priority, right? And I can only envision what you guys think when I complain about certain things that I think should be a priority and you don't. You know what I mean? So it's like I have to have that I don't think empathy is the right word, but I have to like view this from outside of my own feelings and be like, he wants it to be a priority. Yeah, there's tons of things that I want to be a priority that he probably doesn't think should be, right?
Anyway, I kind of want to lay it there. I'm kind of getting
different
really
perspective.
ranty. Right, future PC here. I realized I didn't give my suggestion on how I would fix it, so I'm adding this after I've edited the video. So how I would do it, basically, see, this is a cargo grid. This is one SCU box. When you put the box on the grid, it snaps. I don't like the idea of turning the whole hangar into a cargo grid for two reasons. A, you can either have an item that way or that way, 90 degrees. You can't have an item 45 degrees. It just won't lock. It will just immediately snap to 90 degrees. Kind of limits your...
What is he saying? He's asking for good physics. Right? It doesn't lock. It's just better physics. Right? It's not locked to the ground. It just doesn't have dog shit physics.
Limits your options. Locking it to the cargo grid is great. Ship engines can't move the box.
Am I misunderstanding?
You can't push the box. You're going to have no weird physics stuff. But if you went to put another item, say, on top of it, that's not going to lock to no grid. The box isn't a cargo grid, so the item on top is still physical, and it's still going to maybe vibrate.
Is what he's asking for no physics? Is that how I'm understanding it? And that this gun creates the physics? The only time these things react to any physics is when... No, he's not asking for actual physics, because actual physics is what we have. He's not asking for realistic physics. Realistic physics is what we have, outside of the shaking, right, when you place it down. Because right now, if you blow giant spaceship engines, of course the shit's going to blow around. Yes, he's asking physics that are like a working game, right? Where we recognize that the wind might blow this thing away, but we also recognize that we don't want that to happen, right? So this game appears to be like when he bumps into that thing should move. But it doesn't. Why doesn't it? probably because it doesn't react to any sort of physics unless you're using this gun, is my guess. I never played Gary's mod.
And fall off and do weird physics stuff. So that's not the greatest of solutions. So I don't like the item. I've heard people use that suggestion,
Agreed.
but then you're going to have to turn every
Agreed.
single item into its own cargo grid, so you could lock an item on top of another item, like say this is a table, this is a plant pot, etc. Don't like that idea. I like my idea, because my idea is better. This tool here is pretty much sums it up. It's a tool that can track to beam and lock items. Obviously, you need some sort of restrictions.
PC, it's floating above the ground. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Or is that a optical illusion? You know, I don't know.
So, like, it do some kind of detection to
It's
see
floating.
if it's like a certain distance from an object below it. So you're not going to just have stuff floating in the middle of your hangar.
It's floating.
So it just wouldn't let you say, you go, okay, that's fine. Although that's probably extreme. But anyway, null restriction. Only the owner of the hangar can use the tool in their hangar. I couldn't go over to somebody else's hangar and start using the tool, because then you could just grief them and block. Say this.
You would probably have to have that be party members because you want people to interact with things in your hangar. But yeah, sure.
Is their hangar door? Just start blocking their door and locking it. I guess they could move it, but yeah, that's bad. And also, you cannot.
Yeah, I don't think this is the solution necessarily because of
use
the
it outside
fact
of
that
the
it's
hangar.
floating. But he did say that. Well, then when it's floating, it can have physics, and it's like
this tractor beam locking tool can only be used by the owner in their own hangar. That's the only place they can use it, because we know that CIG uses assets in the game to dress their scenes. We've seen the loot boxes. You ran up to a loot box, went to loot it, and realized, oh nope, it's not actually
it's
a
a
loot
fake
box.
loot box. Yep.
But they've obviously grabbed the asset, put it there, and locked it in place so it's no longer physical. Like, having items locked is just better for your game, because having hundreds of items in your hangar that are physical, it's got.
I mean, I get the point he's saying now. Allow me to do what they do. Allow me to do what they do. And let me do what I want with what is mine. Give me a blank canvas. Let me do what you do. And leave me the fuck alone with your bullshit physics and all your dumb stuff that shouldn't be. I agree, 100%.
Put strain on your game and the server, because it's got to do all those physics calculations and whatnot. Anyway, let's get back to the original video. I just wanted to give my suggestion. Just want to let it go. I was very passionate about this feature. It irritates the hell out of me that it feels very second thought kind of thing. Anyway, guys, rant over. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out. Wow.
Yeah. So a good solid rant. It's just, I don't care. But when you communicate to somebody that it's going to be one way and then it's the other way, you know, you can't blame people for being upset. The only people that you put the blame on are the people who did not deliver it, who did not communicate it well. And we have consistently had this problem over and over and over and over again. And yeah, he provided an example of a game that does it well. I don't think we should provide solutions for technical designers or game designers or anything like that. They're usually smart enough to figure it out. He has ideas. He probably had very similar ideas to what PC had, but he said he didn't have the time. So who's the person you're mad at? You're mad at the person who tells them what they're supposed to do. You're mad at the person who says you don't have time to fix that thing, even though the marketing team had time to make it look better than what you could do, right? Yeah. He fixed the fish tank. We know it's possible. No, he didn't fix the fish tank because the fish tank blows around. He made the fish tank tractor beamable, but from the standpoint that PC is coming from, he did not fix the fish tank because it'll blow around, it'll bounce around, it won't stay still, so on and so forth, right? So most likely this is like a big game-wide problem, physics, all this stuff. But yeah, I think having a certain gun that can lock something in a certain place that is maybe unique to your hangars, I am willing to suspend my disbelief or my immersion to have that extra level of immersion of being able to build your home the way you want it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what PC is asking for. And I agree. Very much so. I'm not subscribed on my main channel, so I just subscribed. Let me copy the URL to PC's channel and shoot it in chat. There you go. So send him some love. This was the link to the video. He's at 1.3K subscribers. Let's at least get him to 1.5K by the end of this. He's regular in the stream. Used to play games with him. Used to play Star Citizen with him all the time. But I can't be as dedicated as he can at this point. So I'm sure we'll get playing again in about 5 years. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm just tired of the let's put things forward one way and then deliver them another. It's got to stop. It was a really good video. It was a proper rant, but a respectful one, right?